Hello friends, we are bigdatahands.com. Our website bigdatahands.com. You can visit our website. If you have any doubts, you can message us in this number 978988844, or you can email to this number support at bigdatahands.com. And today is our 13th session. Modules we'll see and some useful module you'll see and database connectivity. Okay, and before all these videos till day 12 will be uploaded in our YouTube channel bigdatahandson.com. So this is our YouTube channel bigdatahandson.com. So you can see all the videos uploaded here. So if you subscribe to our channel, you will get all the uh, updates. Okay. So now let's go to our today's session. So today we'll see modules. Okay. Okay. Let me open Visual Studio Code here. So modules means code returned already in a file. Okay, for example, these codes are returned in Python, right? Sample 10, sample 1, all these codes. Okay, these code files are modules. So inside, for example, inside you have sample, let's say sample 15. Okay, in sample 15, let's say you have some classes. Okay, class A, class B, like that. Okay, these classes or these functions can be accessed on other files also. Okay, you can import and use this file, use this module, you can say. Okay, now this one is a module. These all Python files are a module. Okay, now let me create a file module modules.py. Okay, now in this module I'm going to import a class from the sample 16. Let's say in sample 16 what do you have? I have event list. Okay, so before you want to import a module, you want to remove some statements. You want to remove the print statements, because if you import the module sample 16 in module.py, then it will actually, the import statement will run this Python file. Okay, so while running this Python file, it will do these statements also. So it will print the integer ABC, like that. Okay, so you want to remove these statements. Okay, and let me remove this also. Now we have only the classes. Okay, we have two classes, integer class and event list class. Now I want to import the event list, and let's say I want to import the sample 16. Inside sample 16 I'm having two classes, right? So to access the two classes, I want to import the sample 16. To import the sample 16, it is very simple. We have a statement called import. Okay, now after import statement I want to give the name sample 16. Okay, so after importing, then uh, let's say you are creating an object for class. So if you want to access the methods inside a class, what you will do, you will put dot there, no, obj dot, right? After dot, using the dot symbol, you can access the inside the methods or variables, whatever. Okay, so in the same way we are going to access, give the sample 16 the module name and dot, and it will show you the available classes, attributes, and functions. Okay, so let's say event list. Okay, I'm going to create an object for the event list, obj equal to event list, and call this constructor and give some values. 3789 like that. Okay, now let's print this object. Okay, so we have imported the module sample 16, and we are created an object for even list inside the sample 16. We are defined the class. Okay, and after that we are printing the object. Okay, so you can see here the result came 10, 20, 30, because all other are odd numbers, so only we have even numbers, right? So this how you can import the module, or you can also access the integer class inside the sample 16. Integer class we have, for example, 10, and b equal to sample 16 dot integer of 20. Now I'm going to add these two numbers, a plus b. Okay, now it will work. So it is adding the values, right? 30. Now here in the import statement we are importing the entire module actually. So we are importing the entire module means we are importing the class integer, we are importing the class even list. If you have any functions, that also we are importing. So we are importing the entire module. For example, I want only the even list from the sample 16, not the complete one. Okay, complete entire module I don't want. I want only the even list. So how can I import that? So to import a specific module or a class or a function or an attribute, whatever, okay, you can use a from keyword. Okay, using the from keyword you can import the specific object. You can say class, or it can be a module also. uh, if you are using a package, no, you can import a module, a specific module, or inside the module you can specifically import a class, or you can specifically import a function or attribute. Okay, for example, I am going to import the even list from the sample 16. Okay, so what I'm going to do is from sample 16, from this module, from the sample 16 module, I want to import. So give the import. I want to import the even list, right? So if you are importing the even list like this, you don't want to specify the sample 16 dot. Okay, you can remove it. Just say even list. Okay, now this also will run. So you can import an entire module, or you can import specifically this class only. Okay, now this also the same result came. Okay, so let's talk about a package. So for example, in this directory I'm going to create a, sorry, not file actually, I'm going to create a folder, uh, psc. Okay, okay, pack. So this something like a normal directory, you can say, or folder. Okay, so to make this as a python package, you want to create a file called underscore underscore init, like a constructor in uh, classes. For create a package, you want to create this file init.py inside this directory. Now it will become a package, python package. Oh, okay, now let's say I'm going to copy this file or let's say we'll create inside the init.py. I'm going to define a function. Okay, say greed. Okay, it will print good morning. So it is inside the package pack, and inside we have a file init.py. Inside the init.py we have this greet function. Okay, I want to import the greet function in the module.py. How can I do that? So now the pack is a Python package, so directly you can import like this from the package. Okay, from the pack I want to import the function. What is the function? Greet. Okay, because of the function is inside the init.py, you can directly import like this, import grid. Or for example, if the grid function is inside a file, inside a file sample.py, if you have this grid function, you want to import differently because that is inside a different module. Okay, so that time you want to do like this, from pack.sample, pack.sample. Okay, pack.sample import grid. Now you can call this function. So if you want to directly import some function, you can define in the init.py underscore underscore init.py. You can directly import, or else you can define it in some other modules. You want to import like this, pack.sample import the grid. Okay, okay. Now let's run this. Okay, so it says good morning. Like now it's working. So a package contains a file, a special file underscore underscore init.py. This will become a package. So, so for example, if you are creating a project, right, you're not going to write all the code inside one file. So we'll split the operations, and then we'll create some packages, we'll create some modules. Okay, that module will do a specific task, right? So that time the module concept will help you like that. uh, Inbuiltly Python gives you some modules. Okay, so you can use it for some purpose, like that. uh, the modules are developed by the developers, or lakhs of modules are there for many purposes. For example, database connectivity, or you want to create a web application, you want to create a software. So all this you can do with the modules. So that modules, uh, you can download it from internet, or some modules are available inbuiltly. If you install the Python, it gives you. Okay, for example, some are if you want to see the modules, right, you can say help modules. It will show you all the modules. It will list all the available modules for this Python. We have so many inbuilt modules actually. So today I will cover what are the modules I will cover. Maybe inshallah OS module and sys module. Sorry, what is the hash here? Sys module. So you can see here now. So these are the inbuilt modules you can use without any installation. You can just directly import the module and you can use. Okay, okay, some of this we'll cover today. Okay, like OS, sys, and datetime, date time and time module, like that. We have abc and arg parser. It's very useful one actually. Parse, if you want to, if we are going to create a terminal application, the arg parser will help you, okay, to parse the arguments passed for the file. Okay, so this will help you. And then what we have a random module, math module. If you want to listen, I can list many uh, modules. So csv file, if you want to use the csv file, read and write, you can use the csv module. These all a pre-built one actually. You don't want to install anything. You can just directly import, for example, import os, it will work. Import os, like so, like that. So for example, we have another module called json, work with json type of files. Okay, want to create a json object from the dictionary or list. Okay, and what we have, and then yeah, maybe okay, enough. Okay, and we'll see for database connectivity, we'll see some other like SQLite 3 is a pre-built one. SQLite 3, so it is pre-built one, you can directly import it, okay, without installation. And for connecting MySQL, we have PyMySQL. Okay, this library is not available. You want to install it. Okay, and for example, for Mongo, we have Mongo itself. Mongo, PyMongo. The module name is PyMongo. Okay, so like that, we have all the libraries. Okay, so let's start with the OS module. Okay, I have imported the OS module. Okay, so this OS module is used to interact with the operating system. That means using this module you can create a directory, you can delete a file, you can remove a directory, you can change the directory. So like that, all the operations uh, with interacted with the OS, it can be done with the OS module. Okay, for example, if you put OS dot, you will see uh, the functions available in the module. So like I said, change chdir, change directory, chmod, chroot, uh, like close, CPU count, how many CPUs are there, it will help you. curdir means current directory. Okay, so let's start with get cwd. It will give you current working directory. Get cwd, this one is there. So now it will give me the current directory is media Muhammad Irfan, and this is the whole path. Actually, the current working directory is mine, this one. So uh, this path is given by me, this code, the same one actually. Okay, this was the use of get cwd, the current working directory. And then we have os dot get cwd, we have seen. Let's see. Okay, chdar. Chdar means change directory. So inside this folder, we have a folder called pack. Let's say we'll move to pack. Okay, so if I want to move to pack, I want to give the name of the folder. If the folder is in the current directory, you can just say the directory name. If you want to move some other uh, places like home. I want to room this one. I want to give the whole path like this. Okay, so let's move to pack folder. Okay, after moving that, we will print the current working directory. Just say get cwd to ensure that we have moved the directory. Okay, so now uh, before I have here python folder, and after the ch directory I moved to pack folder. Okay, this was the use of ch directory. Or if I want to get back from the directory, we can use like this: chdr dot dot two dots. It will get back from the directory, move back to from the directory like that. Okay, so first we have here in the python folder, and then we have moved to pack, and then we came back using the dot dot. Okay, it's similar to some linux command actually. For example, cd pack, right? We are moved to pack, and then cd dot dot, we will move back like that. Okay, these commands we are typing here. Okay, so let's see other functions. Os dot, and then what we have, let's see, list first. Okay, list will list the directory. That means, for example, I want to give the path list directory dot. So dot means the current directory. So I will list the current directory. So what's the use of list directory? Means it will show you the available folders and the available uh, the files. All the files and folders have listed in the using the list directory. You can list the directory. Okay, I'm putting dot is because it will look in the current directory. If I want to list the directory of the home, you can use like this. You want to give the path. Okay, you can see that, right? So it is showing the hidden folders also. These folders are hidden here, you can see. So these folders and files that also have been listed using the list directory. Okay, now we have another function called walk, voice.walk. It is different from the uh, listed directories because in the listed directory it won't go through the pack folder. So if you have the pack folder, you want to list this folder also nestedly. Okay, so any folder, go to that folder and list whatever inside that. If this folder contains another folder, it will go to that folder also, it will list that folder also. So that's the use of walk. For example, I'm going to walk the current directory. Let's print. Okay, so you can see it's a generator. Okay, now for generator we want to use using the for loop for I in voice.walk.
So Irfan, walk means it will go inside one folder iteration type and it will give all the details.
Yeah,
List
it will
will
give.
only give the folder name.
What?
Means
Yeah,
what is the
it
difference? Difference
yeah,
between this?
Actually, list directory only will give you the folder name. Okay,
Okay,
by
okay,
underscore underscore package pack.
okay,
But
okay.
what will do, if you have a folder, it will go
Uh,
inside and list this directory. We
list
have
the
this
files
package
also.
folder,
Okay. Uh,
yeah, init.py and sample.py. So
okay.
inside this pack also we have a folder. So it
Mhm.
will look that folder also, and it will list this folder also.
Okay,
So like
okay.
that nestedly it will go through all
Uh,
the folders.
folders. Okay.
Yeah. See, so first it listed the files, not this one actually. This is the result of this directory. After this we have this one. These are the result of walk. Okay, now what it's saying, in the current directory we have these folders, two folders we have, so listed separately on the list, and then we have another list. These are all the files. Okay, these are all the files in the this directory. Okay, now in this directory we have a folder, so it lists that folder also. In that folder we have another folder called package, and the files, these two files we have sample.py and init.py. Okay, now we have this folder, right? So it will go to that folder also. In that folder we don't have any folder, we have only two files, you can see here. Okay, so it's list out this the file also, this file. Okay, after this operation we have in the outside we have a folder package. Now this package is listed. Okay, so we don't have any folders, we have two files. So like that walk will do, it will go through the folders also, whatever depth it has, it will go to the depth only. Okay. Okay, now what we can do, so let make a problem statement. The problem statement is, I want to count how many folders are there and how many files are there. I want to count the folder and the files. Okay, how can we do that? So before that I will tell you, we have some other functions also inside the path module. While start path we have some other functions you can see. So is exist is a path dot, not is exist. Exist is a useful function, will check whether the uh, path is available or not. For example, I'm giving slash home slash Muhammad Irfan, it is available, right? So it will give me true. So let's see, if I give some other path that doesn't exist, it will give me false, because for example slash sample is not available. So now then it will give me false. So it is give me false because the path is not available. Now other functions, the useful function is start path. Path dot join is a function which will help you. For example, I want to join home comma Muhammad Irfan. Okay, so like that I want to join these two folders. Okay, so it will create, it will give me a path. Okay, like this, home slash Muhammad Irfan. Like that you can do. Okay, another function is os dot path dot is file or is directory. It will help you to identify, is that a directory, that means is that a folder, or is a uh, or this a file. Okay, we have another function, print os dot path dot is file. Is file is for checking that is a file or not. Okay, so using these two functions you can identify how many folders are there, how many files are there. So let's do it. So initially we want to ask for the path to the user. Let's input from the user. The message is enter the path. Okay, after getting the path, what we want to do is we want to check whether the path is exist or not. Then only we'll go to we will list the directory, and then we'll count how many folders are there, how many files are there. So we want to check whether that is exist or not. So how can you do that? Os dot path dot exist. Inside the exists you want to give the path. Okay, if that exists, then it will come inside the if block, and inside this you will do for example, let me create a variable called folder count equal to 0 initially, and file underscore count also 0. Okay, so and then if the path is exit we can list the directory. So using the for loop, for I in os dot list directory of the path. Okay, if you list the directory, it will give you one by one the folder name and file name. We want to check whether that is a file or it's a directory. So the condition is if os dot path dot is file. Okay, is file of the path, not path actually. uh, Actually that's os, sorry, this is I. Okay, inside the I only we have the name of folder and the file. Okay, so inside the is file you want to give the complete path. Okay, so if you want to give the complete path means, let's say this folder, python folder. Okay, I am going to list the python folder. Okay, inside the python folder we have the files or directories, that is I. Okay, so we want to join the I and the python folder. So I want to join like this slash sample dot py. So like that I want to do. So to do that we have seen the join function, right? We can use that. So because the is file takes the whole path. Okay, now you want to join the path, os.path.join. What to join? We want to join the path and the I. Okay, after checking if it is a file, then we will increment the file count plus equal to 1. Okay, and elif, that's or you can say else itself. Okay, folder count plus equal to 1, that's it. Okay, now let's come to the this part. If that path doesn't exist, we want to give a message else I want to give the given path doesn't exist. Okay, now let's run this program. Oh sorry, I forgot to comment these lines. Okay, enter the path. It is asking for me, let's say slash home slash Muhammad Irfan. It's my home directory. Now what? Okay, I say mp. Okay, I spelled wrongly. Let's run one more time. slash home slash Muhammad Irfan. Okay, so it is exist uncounted, but we are not printed the count. So that's why the file, sorry, the path contains this number of like that we will do. Okay, this number of files will give the file count here. This number of files the path contains. For folders also, the path contains folder count, this number of folder. Okay, now it will work. So the path contains 14 files, the path contains 22 folders. Let's check it is correct or not. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9 18, 18 plus 4 22, correct. 22 folders are there, so 22 folders is correct. And now then 5 plus 9 14, 14 files are there, correct. Okay, so it's counted correctly. Okay, now let's move on to the next module. Let's comment this all. So next we'll see date time module. Okay, so I want today's and now time. What is the time now? So nearly 6 7 12. Okay, so using the Python we can get an exact time now. Okay, for example, obj equal to datetime dot datetime dot now. It will give me the exact time now. See, see, this is an exact time now. 13 is happened. 13 happened. 13 and 18.4 seconds. Okay, is the use of the datetime module. You can get the datetime object now, and from this datetime we have another. For example, what is the time after 7 days? Okay, we can do like this: obj plus equal to datetime datetime dot time delta. Now 7 days after, no, so then days equal to 7. After 7 days, what is the time? Okay, let's see. So this today's time after 7 days, it will be December 4th. Okay, December 4th is the same time. Okay, so we are just adding 7 days. After the 7 days, this the time will be. Okay, so this is the use of datetime object. And this one has some other functions also, like obj dot. Let's say I want to change the format. It is printing, right? So it is printing the year and the month and the date. So I want the I'm going to change the format. So strf strf time. So here you want to give the format. So the format is like this. For example, year. Okay, year is for y for year. So you can give a small y also. The small y will give short, like 20 only it will give you. If you give capital Y, it will give me the full year 2020. Okay, so year, and M we have for month. Okay, M is will give you the month in the uh, integer format, so like 11, 12. If you give B, it will give me what, it will give me the name of the month. So November, NOV it will give you. For December it will give you DEC. Okay, if you give the capital B, it will give you the full name, November, December. Okay, let's simply say month. And then we have a week, W. For W it is a week. Okay, and then we have A for a weekday. Weekday means today is Wednesday, right? Not Friday actually. Oh, so it will give me FRY. So the small a will give you FRY. If you give the capital A, it will give you Friday. Okay. Now and then we have S for seconds. Okay. So like this we can strip the time. So let's see only this one. And D for day. Okay. D for day. Let's run this. Now this is our new format. Okay. So you can do like this also. Year, or if I say capital B, then it will give me uh, the month name. Okay, now it is giving me Friday and day is 4. See, 2020 December 5, today is Friday, sorry, December. This is fifth week, I think. Week like, so fifth week, and Friday, that is A, and D is give me, will give me the day 4. I think I can remove the week, and then we'll have a new format of date, 2020 December Friday 4. Okay, this is how you can use the date time. Let's say I'm having a string s equal to, in this string I'm having a date format like 2020. Today is what, 11, right? 11 month, 27 date. Okay, now you want now this now a string. I want to create a datetime object using this string. How can I do that? So you can do that by obj equal to datetime dot datetime dot strp, not strf. Okay, so this strf will strip the time, it will change the format. Strip time will create a datetime object using the format. Okay, so now the string is yes, and the format is, you need to give this format. Okay, so the format is, the first it will be the year, and then space, and then what we have, the month, and then we have the date, right? This is the format of this string. So you need to give like this. Now it will give me the datetime object. You can see this is the new datetime object with given the string. Okay, so this is the use of datetime. Now let's move on to the next module. Now we'll see ABC. Okay, so ABC module is used for creating an abstract method. So those who are from the Java background, they knows abstract methods. So those who don't know abstract method, I will explain you. So the abstract method is like, for example, you are developing a software, so you have the structure. Okay, so what are the methods we are going to use, what are the the attributes we are going to use is defined in a class. Okay, so the class derives the structure, these methods and this attribute will be used. Okay, now and then what we can do is we can inherit the structure, the abstract class, and then we can redefine the method. Okay, by overriding the method. Okay, that's the abstract method will work. Okay, you cannot create an object for abstract method, you can't initialize it. Okay, it will work only on inherited class. You need to override the abstract method first. Okay, so you can create the abstract classes using the abc module. From abc I'm going to import two things. One is abc meta and then abstract method. Okay, these two one. So let's create a class sample. Okay, now this sample is going to inherit meta class equal to abc meta abc meta, and then inside that I'm going to create a function, sorry, method called sample. This will be an abstract method. So to create an abstract method you can use this at symbol and abstract method we have imported, and inside we don't want to do anything, we just pass it. Okay, we define the structure. This class, our project will contain the sample method. Okay, so if you try to create an object for sample class, now it will give me error. See what happens. See, can't initiate abstract class sample with abstract. Sorry. So we cannot create an object for the abstract class. So you want to inherit the class like this. Let's create another class my class, and this class going to inherit the sample class. Now after inherited, you want to redefine the methods, abstract methods. Okay, so you want to do like this: sample self print. Good morning. Okay, now let's create an object for my class. Okay, now you can access the sample method. This is how the abstract class works. Okay, first we'll create a structure, and then we define and use the methods and attributes. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. Next we'll teach time will help you to, we have many functions on that. We'll see some functions like sleep will stop the execution 1 second. So if I'm having a high, you can see it stops 1 second and then print. Okay, and then it stop another 1 second and then print again. Okay, you can see 1 second stop and 1 second and then it is printing. So this is how you can stop the execution for seconds, 1 seconds or 10 seconds you can stop. Okay, so saves up time. And then we'll see the next one. What is the next one? We'll see arg parser. Arg parser will help you to pass the arguments. If you are creating an application of terminal applications, so that time you need to pass some arguments. Okay, so arguments are passed with the name, with the file name. Okay, with the file name means, oh, my system is hanging. Okay, so arg parser will help you in the, for example, when running the Python code, right? You will print Python, and the file name is module.py. After this you will pass some arguments. For example, let's say a equal to 10, and you can pass b equal to 20, like this. So sorry, you can say, oh, my system is hanging, don't know what is doing. What happens? Shit. Okay, Python 3, let's say. Okay, so it's just working, but it is taking these arguments, a equal 10, b equal 20. If you want to see the arguments passed in that, you can use the module sys, and in that sys we having the function called sys.args arg. This will give you the argument passed for the file. So I'm running here. Oh, sorry, not list. Okay, wait. Okay, you can see here, first argument should be the file name module.py, and then the argument is a equal 10, and the next argument is b equal 20. So using this sys.arg you can get the arguments. If we want to parse the argument, let's say we are passing a equal to 10 and b equal 20, right? So the a value is 10 and b value is 20. I want to assign in a variable, so like that you can parse the argument using the arg parser. Okay. For example, first you need to create a parser equal to arg parser argument parser class. Okay, after that we want to add the argument, add argument, and in the add argument I will add a, and we can give some help for that, help for helping message for a. Okay, help for a, like that. For b also, add argument b, help equal to, and then helping message for this argument, help for b. Okay, and then you can add another argument like this also. Some arguments may be like this, uh, like -f for file, I will say. Okay, helping messages file path, like that you can do that. Okay, so this is short form, and you want to give a full form, that is -file is how the arguments will be. Okay, and now let's say parser dot parse argument, parse args of, I'm giving, let's say, help, h for help. Okay, it will show me the help. Okay, so you can see here it is showing me the help, right? Okay, so positional argument is a and b, and optional argument is h help and file. Okay, now let's say I'm going to pass the sysorg and I'm going to pass the result. So let's see the result equal to parser dot parse args of sys.org. Okay, this only contains the argument passed for the file, so you can give sys.org. This will give me the result. In this result, it's containing the a, b, and all the uh, arguments passed for the file. Okay, now if you want to see that result, you can just say print result dot a and print result dot b. Okay, wait. So you can see unrecognized arguments. Okay, module.py. Wait. What system exists? A equal 10. It's giving. Okay. Here only it is giving me error. Why it is? If we pass only a, okay, no problem. Okay, so okay. If I pass a, it is giving me a. Then it's not giving me. Okay, okay. Let's move on to the next one. We'll see random. So this random module will help you to generate some random integers. For example, random numbers. For example, random dot random. It will give you random value, and if you want, this random value will be in 0 to 1 range. If you want from the range random integer from like 0 to 100, you can do like this. Okay, just to generate some random numbers. And using this random module, you can also create some distributions like Poisson, uh, all the distribution you can do that. Binomial, random dot random dot not uniform, yeah, uniform distribution, like that. All the distributions you can use it using the module. You can create the distributions. Okay, and then the CSV file, import CSV. Let's create open a file, open sample.csv as a writing mode. Okay, as file. Okay, and we want to create a writer using the CSV module, csv.writer. Okay, after that, using the object, you can write some lines, write row or write rows, write row, like it takes a list, the first row. Okay, so like this you can write rows. If you run this, it will create a CSV file. A default separator is at least one argument. Okay, sorry, we want to give the file actually, writer of the file. Now you can see the file here, sample.csv. So 101 comma Irfan. So if you want to read the file, you have a reader. You want to create a reader, csv.reader. So we don't have more time to uh, walk through all the functions. Just simply I'm just showing writer and reader. Okay, and after this operation, you will get a list of lines. You can use it using the for loop, for line in, for example, for line in reader. Okay, like that you can do print line. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. uh, the same one actually in the JSON. Okay, now let's say I'm having a dictionary D. Okay, in this dictionary, for example, not one, like this values we have. Okay, key and pair values. Okay, now to create this as a JSON format, you want to dump that. For example, print JSON dot dumps dumps function dumps the dictionary or list. You can also do that, list or dictionary, whatever it is. Okay, and it will give you the JSON formatted data like this. This is JSON format data. Now let's say I want to put this data into a JSON file. You can dump this object in the file. So you want to open that object, f equal to open open a file sample.json. Okay, on the right operation you can give the f file name. So after running this, you will be uh, it will create a file sample.json. Here it is. So now this is JSON data. Okay, this is how. Or else you can if you are reading from the file, you can use JSON load loads. This loads you can give the data from the, you know, to give the load string. That means if you are reading from the file sample.json, you can give the json.loads. It will give you the as a list or dictionary formatted data. Okay, it will give you the Python dictionary formatted data from the JSON string. Okay, the use of JSON module. And then we'll see the next one, math module. Math for just math operations like square root, power, the cos, sine, all this. Just example, I will give you square root of 4. And then for example we have some other functions like math dot seal of 1.65, or else you can say print math dot floor of the same 1.5. So this is the use of some modules. You can use pi also, math.py pi, and you can get the power math.power using the power function. Okay, okay, then let's see the next one. Okay, we have seen all this. Now let's move on to the database connectivity using this SQLite 3, PyMySQL and PyMongo. So to create a database, okay, Python gives you a default uh, library for that, for using the SQLite. Okay, I want to, so it gives you the defaultly to give you SQLite, so you can import the SQLite 3. So let's create a database. So to create a database, to work with the database, we want a connector. The connector is like a library. For SQLite 3, we have SQLite 3, or if you want for MySQL to connect, we have a connector called PyMySQL. Right? These are the connectors. For Mongo, we have PyMongo. Okay, we want a connector to connect with the database and execute the queries. Okay, so we have the connector we imported. It's a pre-built module actually, you don't want to install anything. So now we want to create a connection to the database. So SQLite, we call this uh, module SQLite 3 dot connect. Okay, in this connect you want to give the file name sample.db. Okay, now this is database. Okay, after connecting that we want the cursor. Okay, cursor object. Why we want the cursor object? Cursor object will help you to execute the queries and get the result from the uh, uh, okay, after executing the query, get the result. Okay, fetch the result, it will help you, the cursor will help you. Okay, so you can get it from the connection dot cursor. Now using this cursor you can execute, for example cursor dot execute, you can execute some queries. For example, let's create a table. Create table student. Okay, here a roll number will be integer, for example rno, and string the name. Okay, I'm giving wrong, I think. rno integer, right? And name string, or you can say char, varchar, and mark will be integer. Okay, so you can create a table. Okay, after executing the cursor you want to close the connection. Close. Before closing the connection you want to commit the changes. Commit the changes. Okay, I can see connection dot commit. Okay, after committing you can close the file connection, close the connection. Okay, now let's run this. After executing this you can see the file here, sample.db here, you can see. So let's see, is the table is created or not. So I will create SQLite 3 and open the file name, that is sample.db, right? Sample.db. Yeah, now let's see the tables. No tables, why? Okay, the name is different here. Let's create the sample.db. Okay, now let's see the tables. So you can see the student table is created here. Okay, let's insert some values. For example, insert student values. Values are 101 Irfan, so 89. Okay, now we inserted a value. So if I want to fetch the value from this code, let's say, so you don't want to execute this line because it will give you error. Already the table is created. If you try to create another time, it will give you error, so don't do that. Now we want to fetch the details. So before that we want to execute the execute the query. The query is select star from student, right? So now this will give you some results. This result can be fetched using the cursor.fetch result. Cursor.fetch all. It will fetch all the results. Okay. So now let's see. See, we have inserted into the student 101 Irfan 89, and then now we are fetching the result from the Python code. Execute the select star from student, and then fetch all is giving me the all the results. Okay, we have a fetch all or fetch many. Fetch many will fetch how many times you want, how many values you want. For example, I want 10 means it will fetch 10 values, and we have fetch one. Fetch one will fetch only one result. Okay, this is the what. Okay, so let's say I want to connect with MySQL. I have MySQL on my system. Okay, so if I want to connect with that, I want to install a library called PyMySQL, right? To install that, uh, on your system we have installed pip there. Okay, so using the pip I want to install the library. Any third party libraries you can install using the pip3. Okay, so open the terminal, or if you have a Windows user or Linux user, open the terminal and you can type this command pip3 install, or sometimes it will work you for pip only. Okay, not pip3. So pip only will work. Okay, for me it is pip3. Pip3 install by my SQL. So now successfully installed. Let's see it's installed or not. You can import it here. Import by MySQL here. So it is uh, installed. Okay, now this also follows the same concept here. What we followed, we create a connection, we created a cursor and execute the query and fetch the result from fetch all, and connect and the commit the changes, and then close the connection. Same we will do for MySQL. See, connection equal to by MySQL dot connect. Okay, in the connect the values will be different, not the sample.db. You want to give, first you want to give the user at localhost, and the password you want to give, and then you want to give the database name. So table, sorry, database name only. So before that let me create a database. Oh, access denied. Okay, created. Now let's change the user root at localhost and give the password. and the database name sample. Okay, let's see the connection is working or not. Okay, can't connect to MySQL server on local. Okay, we want to give the port actually. How can I see the port? Anyone knows the port of MySQL default port? I don't know that. Maybe anyone knows? The port is required.
Can it 66 3306?
3306. Okay. No, not connecting. Maybe. Okay, that's not connecting. Why? Actually, it's not connecting. Get address info. Argument 1 must be a string. Maybe like this. Localhost and then 3306. Maybe let's try. Okay, access denied for. Mm-hmm. Now it is connecting actually. So first you want to give it. So the first argument will be the local host and then the root of the user, okay, the user is root, and then the password for the root, and then the database. Okay, now you can execute the query. Sorry, first you want to create a cursor, right? Cursor equal to connection dot execute. Sorry, cursor, and then you can execute the queries using the cursor. Cursor dot execute. So let's create a table, the same one. Okay. Now after that, we'll connection dot commit. Okay, and then we'll close the connection. So you can see the same format here what we did for SQLite 3, the same we'll do for MySQL. For all other database connectivity also, we'll do the same process. First we need to connect that and we'll create a cursor. Okay, like that. We have an error in SQL syntax. Okay, so the syntax is wrong actually. No, it's it is giving me. We have an error in SQL syntax. Sorry. Yeah, now it's working actually. Create table student is correct. Here we can give care of 20, let's say. Okay, now I will drop the table and then I will create by this query. So now executed, we have created the uh, table. Now let's insert some values. Cursor dot execute, insert into student values are 101, and then that's it. We have inserted the value. And okay, insert into student values. Okay, okay. So now we have inserted the value. Let's see. Right, okay, we have inserted the value, right? Okay, so this is how you can access the database. Connect to the database, you can do whatever you want. Okay, so now we can end this session from this. Any doubts you have, you can ask.
And how do we do for Mongo? Yes.
Mm, Mongo, you need to install the first. You need to install the library by Mongo. Cursor is not working.
Uh, can you please share the steps how to do that?
Yeah, so you can just easily connect to PyMongo. So first you want to import the PyMongo and then connect using pymongo.connect. But in this connection URL will be different actually, because pymongo follows a different connection steps. Okay, so like SQLite you can give only the file name, like PyMySQL you want to give the host and the user password and the table name, right? So for PyMongo, you want to give the URL. It's called connection URL. So it's like this: Mongo D colon 127.0.0.1 and the port whatever it is, and then the slash the collection name, for example sample. So like this the connection URL will be, and after that if you have a user and also username and password, you want to give that also, username and password. And then after that you are now you are connected to the MongoDB and you can access the collections by like this connection and brackets, and then you can give the collection name. So it's like a dictionary, okay? Because the pymongo is the no SQL, right? So it will be like format of JSON. So in JSON format in Python, that is like a dictionary. Okay, so you can access like this brackets the collection and the values whatever you want to access. You can just simply type it. Okay, this is how you can do. But in some like SQLite or PyMySQL, you want to execute the query, but PyMongo it's not the case. You can just connect it and you can call the collection. It will give you the collection, and inside the collection what are the values you have you can access. Okay,
Can we please connect and see an example database?
no, that's not possible because I don't have that.
Okay,
That's
okay.
why
Thank you. I understand.
I don't have Mongo actually. That's why.
Okay.
Okay, any other doubts? And other one module also I wanted to show you, that is logging actually. Logging is very helpful for you when you are developing software. Then you want to store all the steps. Okay, all the steps what the software is doing. Will create a log file. Using the log file we can identify where the error is coming, and you can easily solve the problem on your software. Okay, so the logging is a pre-built module. Import logging, you can first you want to give the login.basic config and the format of login, like the time, what's where when the error is coming, and the name of the logger and the level name. Level name is like error or info or warning. So the level name, and then what's the message you are giving. Okay, so and then you can also write the logs on a file. So that time you want to specify the file name, my log.log, and then the file mode I'm giving as append, because if you do file mode as a write, then it every time will clear the content and will write overwrite the content. Okay, that's why I'm giving append, so to insert in the last line. Okay, and then you want to create a logger using logging.getLogger, just give some name. Okay, and then logger dot, you can give error, or you can give logger dot info. Okay, some messages. Okay, like this, the logger will work. If you run this program, you will see a log file in your directory, mylog.log. So the error is coming, and in, okay, if you run one more time, it won't clear the content. It will just append another value in the last one. Okay, you can see here. And that's how you can use the log file also. Okay, any doubts? Okay, I hope no doubts. Let's end this session. So we are bigdatahandson.com, our website, bigdatahandson.com. You can visit our website. If you have any doubts, you can message us in the number 978988844, or you can send email through support@bigdatahandson.com. So all the previous videos and today's video as soon as possible will be uploaded in our YouTube channel bigdatahandson.com. Okay, so you can see all the videos in our YouTube channel. Okay, so let's see tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see the modules used for using machine learning and deep learning, like that. Okay, these are the essential modules for that: numpy, matplotlib, seaborn, pandas, other. Okay, we'll see that tomorrow. Bye.